ready for this, everyone.
Your destination is on the right.
We made it. There's not really anybody here. So let's get the car situated and get some grub. I'm hungry.
What's going on, everyone? Honda Fit for Adventure here, and welcome to part 3 of my Smoky Mountain car camping adventure.
Come with me and you'll see Honda Fit imagination.
These are the last few days of my trip, and just like my previous videos, we'll be going on an adventure, doing some car camping,
coming up on our last minute on this side,
and the whole Honda thing before returning home to Chicago.
You have arrived.
In my last video, I spent the night in a gas station parking lot after being stung by a yellow jacket and possibly being bitten by something else.
I think I got bit now too. I don't know, maybe I got bit by something in the cave or something's in my shirt.
This was probably the worst night's sleep that I got on the whole trip.
My whole neck is red, itchy last night, and it was tough to sleep. I thought it was 7, but apparently it's 6. I got 2 more hours before the park opens up.
Not sure what time zone I was in, I woke up slightly ahead of schedule. This gave me enough time to clean up the car and check my tire pressure, which was looking a bit low.
My front tire definitely looks a little low. Oh yeah, we're a bit low.
After that, it was time to head on over to Cummins Falls and wait for the park ranger to open up the gate.
Hey, there's the park ranger coming to open the gate. 5 minutes to. Perfect timing.
What I didn't know is that this is not the waterfall that I planned on visiting first.
Don't get me wrong, it's a decent hike, but I've been on much more strenuous trails.
There were billboards all over town showing people swimming and playing in big waterfalls, but this was not the one. After hiking down the hill to go play in the big waterfalls that I was seeing, I quickly became confused after seeing all of the no water access signs.
I just want to say Instagram is a lie. There's photos of those waterfalls down from the bottom looking at the waterfall and people sitting in floaties at the bottom. If you go down there, do not cross this line. Do not enter the water.
I hiked back up to the car and realized that Cummins Falls was where I wanted to go first.
All right, so maybe the other waterfall is the one I wanted. It said water shoes recommended. Opens at 8. Full beans.
You have arrived.
When I arrived at Cummins Falls, the park had already been open for an hour, but I still managed to be the first one there.
I think we need a permit and to watch a safety video first, if it's even open.
And leave your hands free. We also ask that you practice leave no trace principles.
It was about a mile hike down the hill and another half a mile hike up the stream to get to the falls. Water shoes are recommended because the terrain is quite slippery and treacherous. I didn't break any of my ankles, but I did almost drop my camera into the water.
The map's pretty much gone. Hell yeah. Come with me and you'll see Honda Fit imagination.
For the beginning of October, the water wasn't too bad.
Oh, Slick Rick.
After a refreshing dip in the water, it was time to head back over to Wayah Bald and try to catch the sunset that we missed on day 1. On the way back to Wayah Bald, I ended up passing through the tail of the Dragon once more and met up with a few other Hondas that were starting to arrive for classic Hondas on the Dragon 8, which will be in 2 days.
They got the welcome group of classic Honda on the Dragon. Hondas are starting to show up. You know I'm a sucker for white and black.
Continue for 4 miles.
I really wanted to rip it up to the top of the mountain, but I ended up getting stuck behind a slow-moving Charger.
Get ready for this, everyone.
Your destination is on the right.
There was a slight overcast for sunset, but the view was still amazing, and I ended up being the only camper up here for the night.
We made it. There's not really anybody here. I think they're right down the road at the lookout tower. Where are we at? Somewhere around there. So let's get the car situated and get some grub. I'm hungry. It's looking a bit dirty.
We're gonna try to make some grilled cheese today. For starters, I have butter sticks because that's all that Dollar General had. Let's try to make 2 sandwiches. Oh, it's perfect. They fit right in the pan. I thought I was gonna have to trim them up a bit.
All right, we're coming up on our last minute on this side.
Definitely hits different. I set my alarm for sunrise, but was woken up earlier by the park ranger.
6:45. The park district's here. They're cleaning out the bathroom. Good, because I'm going to go use it.
No, I wasn't in trouble. He was just there to clean the bathroom.
2 things.
And I must say, he did an excellent job.
Got a light in the bathroom. We got a little overcast today. Nothing like our first day, but still beautiful.
The only thing I have planned for today was the Honda pre-meets. There was 2 in the afternoon and 1 in the evening. I chose to attend the Honda pre-meet 1A at the Topoco Lodge, which was located near the tail of the Dragon and the Fontana Dam campground. I figured I would go clean up myself and the car at the showering facilities before attending the meet.
I'm about to make some breakfast, check the oil in the oil catch can and the radiator fluid, and then we're gonna head out to the pre-meet.
I had several hours to kill before the meet, so I made some eggs.
1? 2. I forgot. The other one I made with some meat.
Cleaned out the car.
Depending on what I have and how much time I have, we can make this actually look nice between my trips.
Checked the fluids.
Use subscriber Tom W for the knife.
Topped off my water tank and gave myself a haircut.
Those bees just love me. Anyway, off to the Honda meet. Starts in about 35 minutes, or the pre-meet. Yeah, I just passed another Honda Fit owner and they blew the horn. I see a few Hondas.
The first Honda pre-meet was a bit confusing, mainly due to some parking issues, so I only have this one clip.
So the Honda pre-meet number 1 was a little confusing. I hung out there with a while, met some cool people, and about 4 other Honda Fit owners. Right now we're on our way to the second pre-meet at the Honda airport. I forget what town it's in. We should be there in about 7 minutes.
The next meet was at Airport Honda and was much better, even though it started to rain. I met some more cool people, including YouTuber Max Speed, and we all hung out in the parking lot until it was time to close the gates.
Rolling out!
The next day was the big car show, so I went to sleep at the nearest Walmart parking lot. The Walmart was looking a bit sketchy, so I ended up sleeping at a nearby gas station after stocking up on supplies. I did spot a nice Exxon station about 1.5 miles back, so we might be camping there tonight. The gas station, although new and well lit, ended up being sketchier than the Walmart. The police ended showing up sometime while I was making a pizza in my car.
Oh man, I'm super excited. Look at that. It fits. It's probably gonna take a hot minute.
I assume the clerks called because I've been in the corner of the parking lot for a couple hours, and I didn't tell them my plans for staying there for the night. The police were actually there because someone was caught peeing on the backside of the building. Right after I introduced myself to everyone, somebody pulled into the parking lot, allegedly strung out on drugs, and started causing a commotion. I told the officers it looks like you've got bigger things to deal with, so I'm going to head back to my car and I'll catch everyone in the morning.
Now, while this one cools off, and watch another episode and then probably call it a night. Maybe I'll have to find someplace else to sleep. Even though this looks like a pretty new gas station, well lit, and semi-busy and open 24 hours, it is pretty sketchy. Yeah, I wanted to make some dessert, but I'm trying to watch my surroundings at the moment. Alright, it's 1 in the morning. I'm finally gonna go to bed. I don't have to be up that early because it's right down the street, but I would like to eat, probably get some coffee, say thank you to the gas station people for letting me sleep here, and then straighten out my car for the show. See you in the morning. Oh, good morning, good morning. It is 8 o'clock. We're warming up the car, packing it up, and then getting off to the car show. That was kind of a wild night sleeping at this gas station.
In the morning, I woke up next to a Honda Acti that I thought was going to the car show until I saw a dead deer in the back. After a coffee and a shit, it was time to head on over to the car show.
I almost wasn't paying attention and missed 9 o'clock.
I want to say thank you for the organizers of Classic Hondas on the Dragon for putting on such a well-organized car show. I lost count at 600 cars, but there was estimated to be around 800 Hondas in attendance, and everything went smoothly. We just needed some more food trucks. There were a lot of cars to go through, and I had plenty of tours to give of my own car, so I just filmed a couple of Honda Fits and a few other Hondas that caught my attention.
Just like that, I'm over budget for the day.
Now there was a day 2 for this car show, and it was going to be held back at the Dragon. Since I was already at the Dragon several times throughout my trip, and I managed to come out alive, I decided to pass on day 2 and head home a day early.
There's a mark from 1-6. If you're from Illinois, you know what that is. Oh, do I miss this spit? Alright, wrapping up here. Looks like we got about a 9-hour trip home. Should be home right before 9 o'clock, probably another hour of stop, so 10, possibly 11. We'll see when we do our next adventure.
that's going to wrap up my Smoky Mountain car camping adventure. Overall, the total trip was about 2,678 miles. 2,678 miles. I only had time to plan out the first part of my trip. If I organized the second half of my trip, I probably could have knocked off at least 200 miles from that trip. Average mile per gallon is 32.1. Our first mile per gallon while driving down there was about 36, but with all the engine idling and stuff that we did, brought it back down to 32.1. I think adding a small vacuum cleaner to my build would be a major improvement for the Honda Fit and my next adventure. Until then, stay fit.